So I went ahead and started up the YouTube stream back up here. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to post this Discord up into this top here. If you get this link to the Discord, for those of you who get this link to the Discord, you can go to that. I think you can go straight to that link and you can potentially come in and talk on the voice channel if you want to. Entirely up to you. Just remember that if you do choose to come in and talk on there, you will be recorded for history. It'll go down in history. So what you have to say, just be respectful of others. I don't think I need to tell you any of this stuff, guys. I mean, I trust everybody in here. But that's an opportunity for you guys in the link at the top to be able to get into that Discord and chat through the Discord. I'm also, this is a temporary Discord that I'm using with somebody else. This is one of the guys that I work with on a general basis, and so I would hope that you guys would respect the channel. He is an AMC ape, and but he also has other interests in life, and just as much as we probably all do, we all have our own hobbies, and yeah, we're all guests on his channel, and I would just respect that. Kim says, I need to figure out how to change my name in the Discord. Um, you mean on Twitch? When you're on Twitch, you need to figure out how to change your name? And hi again. Nosa, congratulations on being first and or on saying that you were first. MCon was officially first, but I'll give you the congrats for saying it first. But if you do want to come into the Discord, you're more than welcome to, and we can talk. It's entirely up to you guys. So let's see here. Nosa, oh, it's okay. It'll be all right. Lowboy 1966, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't recognize the name. Oh, we got somebody. How's it going? Who is this? So I'm gonna pull up a screen over here on the side I think I have a feeling that many people are going to have this issue when you first come in here. Um, on the stream here, what you'll see on the page um, is that you'll see down on the left hand side down here, you're going to see a user settings, and when you go to the user settings in there, what you're going to do is go down to video and voice, or voice and video rather. Click on that, and then you can assign the input device and the output device for your sound. It does sound like whoever's in here does have access already. I can hear people coming in and out. I hear heavy breathing. Whom am I speaking to? Nobody wants to own up to it. They're just in here. I know what you did last summer.
I think it might be me, Casey.
Ah, there we go. All right, now we
This is
got
Kim.
Kim.
This is Kim.
How you doing, Kim?
I was on voice. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. It was funny though. How you doing? Uh-oh. She's having technical difficulties, maybe. Smith is asking me, are you old enough to remember Casey and the Sunshine Band? I am, but I can't say that I actually listened to him a whole lot. So, but I have, I've been
You
thinking
hear
about.
me? I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Um, let's see. Who said that? I don't know how to help them when they can't hear me. Let me take my camera off for just a second. I'm going to share my screen with these guys here so they can see. I'm going to direct them. Hopefully they can see what it is that I'm showing. I'm going to draw this over here. Point down to the user settings down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You want to go down to the bottom side of your screen down here, go to the user settings. You're going to click on that. You want to go to voice and video. And then in voice and video, you want to change your input and output device to be whatever it is that you choose. For me, it's just defaults because I'm okay with the defaults that I have set up. But you may need to change yours so that you can hear specifically through whatever it is that you're listening through. Smith is saying that was skating music in my day. Like what kind of skating? Roller skating? Ice skating? Hopefully they'll be able to figure that out. Oh yeah, of course. Who doesn't know that "Do a Little Dance, Make a Little Love, Get Down Tonight" song? Roller skating? Nice. Yeah, Kim, can you hear me still? Ah, yes. Lowboy, that is correct. Well, that wasn't yesterday, that was on Monday. On Monday, my kids were at home from vacation, or on vacation, I should say rather. And so I cut the stream early at about 10:30 in the morning and decided to go hang out with the kids at Dave and Buster's. We had a day of it. Of course, I'll probably be getting COVID any day now. Last time I got COVID, I got it at Dave and Buster's, so I can only imagine. Although I have to say this though, the day after Easter on a Monday, Dave and Buster's was dead. I think there might have been like two other families in the entire place the entire day that we were there. But that's what we did. We hung out at Dave and Buster's. We made a day of it. I didn't realize the kids had an extra holiday. Do you guys see the order book? Just gonna kind of take you zoom in on the order book a little bit here and just show you something that's kind of interesting that's happening. I think. Yeah, maybe. Let's take the camera off. That'll work. I just wanted to kind of point out the 77s on the right hand side over here. You see all these 77s. And then over here on this side, you have 78s. I was actually talking to, who was I talking to last night? Mediocre Trader. Mediocre and Trader and I were having a conversation. I was telling him about how you can read the order book based off of these last couple digits in some of the orders. And this is the algorithms talking to them, talking together in the trades and telling each other which direction they're going to move price. Typically speaking, when the numbers are rising, price moves lower. When the numbers are falling, then you have price moving higher. So you have 77s and 78s. If you start to see 79s pick up on the page, then the price should be moving lower. So eventually, but if you start seeing 76s popping up and less 78s, that would be the price heading north or up. And so you can watch these algorithmic trades happening, and you go like, how in the world does this stuff happen? This shouldn't seem legit. Like this seems like market manipulation. Well, guess what? You operate inside inside a heavily manipulated market. Hate to throw it to you, but that's this is how it kind of works. And at least we can figure it out. And I think that's probably one of the important parts is that knowing what's happening is part of the knowing is half the battle, as GI Joe always said. Oh, I just saw 79 pop up, which means price should be heading lower here. What I would say is that typically speaking, these numbers represent like a price range. So for example, like 77 may represent a price range somewhere in the relatively close price to maybe like $17.90 to $17 and or $18, maybe like a 10 to 15 cent range. 78 may include prices that are from 18 to, or sorry, 1790 down to 1780. I'm kind of just making up numbers here because I haven't actually watched the order book long enough right now to see um, how these are trading and what price range they're trading in. But if you watch this long enough, you can start to see, you can start to pick up some price range that these numbers are trading within. BZ925, I can see you, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I see Hayden's in here as well. Hayden, I I um I got to give you a hats off, man. Holy crap. You made some plays yesterday that were incredible. Hopefully you made out on those. That's my hope. Really hope so. Hayden, in case you are having difficulty talking, I'm gonna pull over Discord over to the other page here real quick and just kind of, okay, it looks like your no mic went away there. If you click on user settings down on the bottom lower left hand side of the screen, you can go into voice and
Lower left.
video. There you go. You can go into voice and video. I heard just somebody say lower left. You can go to voice and video and change
That
your.
was me, Kim.
There you go.
Again.
I hear you. How's it
I
going,
can
Ken?
hear you. Well, it's going really well. Am I supposed to be able to see you?
No,
Oh, what
no,
is
no.
this?
So I see. I just saw somebody for a second there. I can see what's happening on the screen here. You're not supposed to be able to see me, because I can't run both my image through.
Okay, I do see you.
Okay. I don't run my image through Discord while I'm streaming, unfortunately. So I can't do both. It's one or the other.
Gotcha.
Kim, is that still you, Kim?
Yes,
How you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent, thank you. So
Casey, can you hear Hayden?
I cannot hear Hayden, but I hear you, whoever that is.
It's actually his dad. He rigged my account, so it's always Hayden, but it's actually JJ.
All right. I hear you
Yeah,
now.
that's why it always says Hayden. That's why always said Hayden Johansson. I always laugh because I can never change it back. But on Discord, you can put whatever name, and I said, well, I'll just put Hayden since that's what's always been.
Hayden, did you make those you were the same Hayden that was talking about the trades that you had made yesterday, correct? On I believe it was
Uh,
GLCO, was it? No, it was TBLT maybe.
no, there was another Hayden because he came back up and said, "Hey, there's another Hayden." But
Oh, okay.
no, not me. No. So are we going to use Twitch? Or are we going to use this?
So primarily I'm just going to use YouTube, but in a situation to where YouTube gets shut down or they try to stop us from communicating through YouTube, I will switch over to Twitch and use Twitch. But that's only in an emergency type situation where I can't use YouTube. So this will be your primary source to be able to watch me, but Twitch will be a backup.
Oh, very nice.
Good. Good deal.
Yeah, I mean it's good to be prepared and have backups for any situation. I've always stressed that I don't know about you guys, but I actually have multiple internet connection points through my house. I can go through my phone. I can go through two different internet connection lines that I have in the house. I have three different methods for a way to be able to make trades. And if I wanted to, I could just call on the phone my broker. So that's really potentially four different methods on which I can use communications to get a trade through. If there are problems with communications lines and different means of contacting, you want to have a backup plan. If you need to get the phone number to your broker and have that setting into the side on a sticky note or whatever, do it. Have it ready to go. Maybe even give them a call in advance so you know what the numbers are that you have to press to get through to talk to somebody to make a trade. Have that stuff ready to go and don't wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a really
that's important for me.
Somebody was asking about the Twitch um, link. Let me give it to you. It's actually in the community. It's in the community post, but I'll go ahead and I'll post it back up in the comment section as well.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
already
just.
went on there and saw there's 39 people have already friended you.
That was pretty quick, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had the video going. I was laughing to see if it'd work. I'm actually in Salt Lake City in a hotel.
Oh wow. How do you like Salt Lake City?
That's just another layover.
There was a company that I was for those of you who were asking. There's the link to the Twitch TV link for my channel. Um, Yeah, I there was a company that I was looking at. I believe the name of the company is Infineon. If I'm not mistaken, there was a company that I was thinking about going to work for up there in Salt Lake City. I think they're actually in Lehigh, which is just outside, I think, of Salt Lake City. Um, but it's supposedly it's a really nice place. A couple of my coworkers went to go work up there, and then shortly left. They said I'm not Mormon, so I didn't fit in.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but if you're not in the club, you're not in the club.
That's exactly what they said, and I said, really, seriously, like, I mean, these are professionals, right? These guys make six figures, and they went up there to go work, and I've never seen them just walk away from a job before. It's not their type of personality. They go work there for 5 or 6 years, sometimes longer, and then they leave to the next site. And when they told me that after having been there for only a year or less, um, that they just didn't fit in. I had heard things like that previously, but I just kind of disregarded it until that happened to them. And then I was like, okay, wait a minute, that must really be a thing.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, even with my company, most of the guys don't live in town. They live out at Park City, even though it's a farther commute. That's usually where the people that are not in, that's where they live. And I'm staring out the window of the hotel I'm in. It's beautiful. I'm looking at the hills, Cascades. It's in the running here at the Bonneville Shore Trail is incredible. The Olympic stuff is still running. They keep everything nice, but you got to be part of the club.
Yeah, that's exactly what they told me. And because when I was looking to move out there, I'm trying to remember the name of the lake that's in Lehigh. I was actually looking at different areas to live because mean, I was legitimately seriously thinking about moving out there and working for Infineon. And I had a whole community that I wanted to move to and everything. Everything was all planned out. And then when I started getting those reports, I was kind of like, hmm, maybe I should reconsider.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, seems like a beautiful place.
Everything's kept nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's kept nice. I mean, the streets are set up for when it snows. They're wide enough. The transportation's incredible. The upgrades they did to the airport. I mean, they just basically changed. They made an entire new terminal and tore down the other one just about for us. With Delta. But yeah, it's the only place I've ever. I guess the only other place I've been like that is when I was overseas in Saudi.
Hmm.
If you weren't part of that club, it's similar. Obviously, not all the laws, but yeah, That's Utah.
Wow. Smith was asking if that was Utah. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. Of course, nothing against anybody who's, part of the club. Just it's
No,
different. It's
nope.
different.
It's got to be part of the club.
Yeah. MCon is
So
saying,
so are we gonna
oh,
are we
go
gonna
ahead.
do any talking today? Like the stuff about what Pantheon's been saying and about the digital dollar and the ledger, how there's so much control, and how you guys were talking earlier.
Hmm.
And I know you didn't really want to talk about it the other day, but does that mean credit cards are going to go away?
I wouldn't think so, right? It's just a form of credit. You just would be issued a credit in a digital currency form, right? I mean, and this is, of course, this is once the system is completely in place. But I would just kind of say, like, if you're going to think about it in a certain kind of way, just imagine that instead of having a digital dollar, you now have a digital token. So, and the token would be worth the same thing as a dollar. It would just, you would use your debit cards or your credit cards all the same way. You would just never see a paper version of that credit. It would always be
Right, but we
digital.
could go buy whatever we want with our credit card, even if you can't monitor what you bought on your credit card. You can just pay the bill.
Right. Yeah. I
So if
mean,
I want to go to Vegas and go gamble, I can go gamble. But if they want to turn off my digital dollar from gambling, I can't do that, but I could use my card. You know what I mean?
mhm, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
To me, that's the next step is Visa goes away.
I don't know the answers. I really don't know all the
Yeah.
answers. I only see possibilities and potential. I don't know. I would like to live in a world where maybe we have a digital currency that's not controlled, but has
Mm-hmm.
the ability to be able to be tracked. Just
Yeah.
because it takes care of a lot of problems in systems where you have fake money just kind of being passed around. But there's also a lot of negative.
Right.
There's also some downsides to that as well. I mean, I guess with everything, right? Everything in life has downsides and upsides. So a digital currency, if it did take over, would probably take a very long time to incorporate into our system, our government, and into our hands. We'd be talking like decades. It would probably take decades for something like this to actually fully to get rid of full, paper currency. It would take decades,
Yeah.
but eventually it probably will lead to, some kind of digital currency. I mean, I can't even imagine why they would have given Gary Gensler his job in the first place. The guy is an expert on cryptocurrency. He teaches on it. So why in the world? I can't imagine why they would have given somebody like him the job if they didn't want to move towards some kind of digital currency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. Hey, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta let my dog in real quick. He's outside still. And he's gonna get mad at me for letting him out. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Let me see here. So, um, with a digital currency, um, I think that there will still be forms of ways to open up lines of credit, even with a digital currency. But that company, whoever's loaning you the money, would have to have digital credits to loan to you. In other words, they couldn't just give you like a fake line of credit. It would have to be real credit because it would be traced, right? So if they're going to loan you um, $10,000 or however much they're going to, if they're going to give you a line of credit, they actually have to have that credit on hand to give to you. That would be the
When
difference.
Pantheon was talking about, and when you guys were talking about earlier in the morning about how the Canadian government shut down the money, I mean, they could have just used it, right?
Say that again, because you cut out for just a second there.
They could have just used their credit cards up in Canada when those guys got cut off, right?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if they shut down their credit cards as well. I honestly don't know what happened up there in regards to the details. I mean, it would seem like that would make sense. Like if you had a credit card, you could just start using your credit card. But would that eventually you're going to have to pay that credit card, and if you have no funds in your account to because they're locked up or seized or on hold, how are you going to pay the credit card eventually? You know,
Right.
how much are you willing to run up your credit while you're waiting for them to release your funds?
Oh,
And
I got to step in an elevator.
if you um, you would have to take your money, your current paychecks, and you would have to put them into a different location, right? Like you'd either have to cash them for cash, or you'd have to do something in order to change, the fact that, your funds were being. I don't know about you, but I have direct. Whenever I've had a job, I usually have direct payment. I usually have direct payment where it goes straight into my account, and I don't worry about it. But obviously, if the government seizes your account, you'd want to stop that from happening. Oh, hey, look, my mom's even on here. Hey, mom. I think this is my mom. It's the same name. She's probably struggling to figure out how to use the. Everybody has this problem when they first come on to Discord. And I'll show this again to everybody who's on here just really quickly so you guys can see. If you go to the left-hand side down here on the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a setting button, and you want to go to that user settings, and you're going to go to voice and video, and then you're going to change your input and output devices to whatever it is that you're using. On my computer, it's default. I default to my headphones, but you're going to want to change your input and output devices to whatever you want to use.
Yeah, this is kind of fun, real time. No typing.
It takes all that delay
Okay,
out.
see, so you don't have, yeah, and you don't have to worry now because now you can see a picture of me. I actually am a pilot.
That's awesome. Well, you even named the airline. I won't repeat it, but uh, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool, man. I tell you what, I always had I always wanted to be a pilot growing up. That was kind of a dream of mine, and never followed it, but I really did have a dream of wanting to be a pilot, though.
Yeah, that picture is actually a few years back. That's the real Hayden on my knee.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's one of the birds on the Midway.
Oh, wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, they've got a really nice setup to go walk around on the museum part of it.
Do you miss it?
That's why I quit.
Oh,
I wanted to miss it, not hate it.
that's I can totally understand that.
It became a lot of work.
Hmm.
Yeah, people don't. You see you hear the roar and all that stuff. See the Blue Angels, all that stuff, and you don't realize all the stuff that's well. It's like when you're getting ready for a show. You've got how many thousands of people now listening. You want to do your best, and you got to put in a lot of time.
Yeah.
Same deal.
So with commercial flying, it's different, less stressful.
Oh, it's compared to the old days. Yeah, I mean, I get up pretty quick and get on your way. But to do, if you're doing a multi-plane mission, I hope you can't walk around Salt Lake City. So hopefully all this background noise isn't coming in. But yeah, we can go from plane to plane because the company does so much. We have an hour, sometimes 45 minutes between flights, kind of at a minimum. And me and another guy, we can move from plane to plane, put in the flight plan, do the pre-flight, check the points, and brief what we're going to do, within 45 minutes, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Going like yesterday, he and I went from Kennedy to where we're at now in Salt Lake.
ABC is asking a question. Says, "Hello, Casey. Do you think the Netflix tanking will help our cause?" Um, it, it's a very tough question. Somebody wanted to say something. I heard somebody say something. What did you say? What did you want to say? Oh, okay. So what I would say to that is let's take a look at Netflix real quick here. Let's just take a look at it. I was kind of looking in the aftermarket yesterday, so it should still. Oh no, I guess I was looking on my phone. I thought I'd have it. NTF. What was it? Yeah, NFLX. That's right. So, all right, let's take a look first off on the hourly. So, they've right at market end yesterday, they dropped pretty significantly. They went from $361 all the way down to 256. Then in the aftermarket hours, it kind of still continued a downwards trend, settling on 212 as a bottom, and now it's starting to rise back up and at 222. We saw something similar like this happen not too long ago. If I pull back out to the day, what you're going to see is as I zoom out here, you're going to see this gap right here. And the date between here was 120 to 121. And the same exact thing happened. It doesn't show real well on Webull because of the fact that it just shows you the day over day. It's not showing you the extended hours. But they dropped from somewhere around like $500 all the way down to open the next day about $400. So $100 drop. I mean that's pretty massive. And within a very short period of time, they recovered. Let's see, it's about within about a week's and a half period of time, they recovered most of it, not all of it. They went back up to about $460, but then they've been on this gradual decline ever since. Is this going to help our cause? I don't, I don't know if I'd look at it specifically as it helping the cause, but you might want to look at who's involved in this play and check to see um, why they may be exiting their positions institution wise. Because whenever you see this happen in the aftermarkets, especially, that's not retail, in my opinion. I don't think retail decides at 1 minute after market bell closes to sell off a huge amount of shares. Um, they had 503,000 shares that sold off in that minute right there. And then it dropped massively. So, I don't think this is retail doing this kind of a thing. This is institutions. So you have to ask yourself, who are the institutions and why are they selling off? If it happens to be hedge funds that are doing it, they may be doing it so they can have liquidity. Um, they may need the cash for something. I'm not sure. It just depends. I don't know who's doing the selling. So who all do I have in here? Who have I not talked to yet in here? I see Chin and I see Deerslayer.
Hey, Casey,
Yeah,
can
Kim,
you hear me?
I can.
Yeah. Do you happen to know how I could change my actual name right now? It says it's BZ925. Do you know how I would do that?
Let me see. I'm by no means a Twitch, or I mean a Discord expert here. So, um,
Yeah, this is like landing on the moon for me.
Hey, am I live right now?
yes, you are.
Oh, yeah.
Son.
Sorry. I
Testing,
don't know how to
testing, one,
mute
two,
it.
three.
I hear two people.
Testing, testing.
Yep, I hear you.
That's keto.
Keto,
I'm Tim, Kim's son.
good to see you guys, or here rather, I should say. Kim, I'm
I
looking.
thought I was actually on YouTube when I was hearing you.
I mean, you are on YouTube, but it's you're being streamed through Discord and it's going into a recorded on YouTube, so you're on
Cool.
you're on YouTube.
I didn't realize you were streaming still on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
need I need to go see myself on YouTube then.
yeah. You're gonna be on there. You'll hear yourself on there.
Hey, Mom, what's your name?
Well, the name it's BZ925. I'm above you on my screen. I'm in orange. If you're looking at your phone.
I am. Trying to work too, but besides the point.
Dear Slayer, are you Tim? Is this Tim?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I got Tim and Kim in here, and then I got Keto. All right, so I know who's who. That's good. Um, Keto, I haven't had a chance to really talk to you about this. I mean, I did talk a little bit, but how do you feel about Friday morning meeting on this channel to talk with the other three, me, Eric, and Monty, about just things in general on Friday morning? Are you okay with that?
I'll probably be in and out because I'm working at that time.
Okay, that's not a problem. I don't want to disrupt your work schedule at all.
I'm normally off on in the mornings, but that day I'm working overtime.
Okay, I see. You're trying to buy a few more tendies. Got it.
Absolutely.
Tell me about your experience so far. Like, if you don't mind. I mean, I probably should save this for Friday, but I would like to know, like, how's your experience been so far, price predicting? How do you feel about it?
Well, I haven't won 1 week yet. I've been close, but I thought it was gonna be easier than what it is.
It's not easy. Yeah, it's definitely harder than you would think. Hold on a second, guys.
Yeah, at first
Go ahead.
I thought $3. That's gonna be a breeze, but harder than what it looks.
Yeah, wait until it's almost there's going to come a point, and I hate saying these numbers because I know people are going to make all kinds of insinuations, and but if when slash whatever you want to put on it, we start getting into the 500 plus range or 1000 plus range, the ability to try and guess what the closing price for the next day or for the day is going to be absolutely impossible. It will be so insanely crazy that at some point I have a feeling that we'll probably just stop doing it, and we'll be like, okay, this is it'll just become impossible. And I'm looking forward to that day, but
Yeah,
uh,
it's gonna be a nice problem to have.
yeah. Myself says on the right hand side, click on your name and then choose edit server profile. So let me see. On the right hand side, I only see my name on the profile. Yes. Okay. I can see how to do this. So Kim, can you see oh, you can't see the YouTube channel. So do you see where your name says BC925?
I do.
Okay, click on
Yes.
that and it'll pop up a little screen that shows your name, right? Click on view profile. You click on where it says where it has like your smiley face on there with a click on that. It'll pop up something on there to where you can, in the top right hand side of the screen, you're going to see what looks to be like a little it says something that says edit profile.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to click on that, and then once you do that, you can you should be able to rename your profile just by clicking on it, I think, and perhaps modifying that. Maybe. I don't know for a fact. I'm trying.
A shot.
Casey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Mom. It's good to hear you.
Woohoo! Thank you. I'm on the road, and so half the time I've got to watch waves. I'm kind of lost somewhere, but I keep switching back over to you, and then I realize I need waves back and forth, back and forth. So I'm doing okay on the program.
This has been a wild
Mom
and
sounds
crazy
like
day.
she's 35 years old.
Oh man,
I was once
he's trying hard.
too hard.
It's good. Oh, we had Savvy in
But
here for
thank you.
just a second. That was Keto talking right there for a second. It looks like Keto figured out how to change his name. It looks like Kim got her name changed.
Yay!
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. I owe that to myself. Myself was the responsible party for helping you with that.
Well, I appreciate all the help.
And when I say myself, I'm not talking about me.
I appreciate whoever helped.
Francis Boyce says, "Hi, Mummy," to you, Mom.
Hi back. Hi, Francis. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, it is kind of neat. So, Mom, can you quickly like tell the story about how we charged? We did an internet chat room, and what year that was, and what happened, how that all went down.
Oh, you mean when your dad was furious?
Yes, that story.
Oh, well, I paid the bill, so he didn't know we were spending $300 to $400 a month on internet connections. I mean, everything was over phone lines, and it was a long distance call to join the chat room at Sierra. And I had a lot of friends there, and I was organizing a get together, so I was spending an extra time. And then he saw the bill one time and freaked out and threw it what he calls a hissy fit. So I said, I'm sorry, I won't do it. I won't, I'll be careful. And
What year was
I don't
that?
remember how I was gonna, it was before we moved, so I'm guessing 87.
1987. We were in
So you were probably 11 years old, 10 or 11.
yeah, and we were making phone calls on a connection from Virginia to California to talk to people in chat
But at
rooms.
night, late at night, it should have been cheap. But it wasn't.
It's hard to imagine that back in 1987 that the same thing that we're doing right now is possible.
Casey, I'm really sorry, but I'm on the freeway. This is going to be really noisy because the top's down and I can't stop right now. There's no plates. I'm on 60. So let me finish the story when I can get back off of the freeway.
Sounds good, Mom.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. I think we've come a long way technology-wise to be able to have conversations with people for free using software now and in this day and age. I think this is absolutely amazing. It's fun to hear you guys. We had I'm getting a text message from Monty here. Hold on a second. Okay, it's time to run through the numbers, guys. So I'm gonna run through those numbers real quick. It's about 15 minutes after, so let me just get through these real fast. I just want to let you guys know that the power outage that I had earlier this morning, there was nothing nefarious that occurred. There was a legit power outage here where I live, and it even shut down traffic lights and everything. So, um, just something that you can't control. It happens. Taking you guys over to the other page, let's take a look at the off exchange. As of an hour ago, off exchange was 47.07, and the CBOE the EDGX was at 13.1. Let's refresh that. We now have 47.62 and 13.27. The off exchange is lower than normal, but the EDGX is higher than normal. So a lot of price discovery being hidden through the off exchange through the ETFs. Taking a look at Ortex here. An hour ago, we had 720,000 shares having been borrowed according to Ortex. That is now down to 75,000 shares. That's going to lower the estimated current short share interest of the free float to 19.44, and our cost to borrow average is pretty close to the same at 2.43. Taking a look at the options. An hour ago at an $18 strike price, there was 19.9 thousand contracts that were open. There's now 22. And on the puts, an hour ago at 17.5 strike price, there was 4.3 thousand contracts open. There's now 5.6. So at least a 4-to-1 ratio right now, still. But the market's still kind of signaling for maybe like a 1775 close for the day today. Taking a look at orders by Fidelity customers. AMC and GME not on the top 10 list. We have low volume. AMC is in 26th position with 64% buys to 36% sales. GME is not on the list today, just really low volume. But our buy to sell ratio has improved compared to yesterday, which I'm really happy to see. Yesterday's numbers were really bad. I did not like that. We'll probably see a little bit of downwards momentum from those numbers, probably hitting us by at least tomorrow. SSR's trigger price for the day today is 16.81. Shares available to borrow. It looks like they've borrowed an additional 100,000 shares. That puts us at 2.45 million shares having been borrowed for the day today. Yesterday was 2.05. The fee to borrow is at 1.3%. 6.7 thousand contracts are in the money on the calls. I don't think this is updating. Those are the same numbers from an hour ago. In fact, I just got I got Monty asking me. He was asking me a question saying like, is something going on with options chain in Stonko Tracker? What's going on there? Because the numbers, they don't appear to be changing to me. So it seems like Stonko Tracker is having some difficulties with reporting on options right now. I'm not sure what's causing that or why that's the case. I can just report to you what it is that I'm seeing. We can try to get more accurate data pulled from a different source, but I'm just going to read this for now. 6.8 thousand contracts are in the money on the calls. 173.1 thousand contracts are out of the money. 18,000 contracts are in the money on the puts versus 42.1 thousand contracts that are out of the money. By the end of the day today, I will try to get you guys some good numbers. We'll total everything up through Fidelity and see if we can't get you some good numbers. NASDAQ is down 0.94%. Dow Jones is up 0.84. S&P 500 is up 0.12. We currently have 4,390 advancers to 3,310 decliners. The VIX is down 5.76. IWM is up 0.58. Tesla is down 4.27. Amazon is down 2.42. Cinemark is down 1.1. Doge is down 1.5. Bitcoin is down 0.74. GME is down 2.93. HYMC is down 11.53%. We didn't even have to look at it. I know they've tripped SSR now at this point. Hood is down 6.57 and AMC is down 5.46. The markets for the most part heading downwards, but we're not seeing that on IWM. And so what I would say is it's probably mid caps and small caps that are driving the market up, if anything. It's the large caps that are taking a hit. Currently, we have an inflow of $8 million more than outflow. 17.19 million shares having been traded for the day so far. Let's see what kind of pace we're on here. Oops. There we go. 270 plus 291. We're on pace for about 23 million shares traded for the day today. That's obviously going to go down a little bit more. I suggested somewhere between 20 and 40 million shares traded, so I think we're definitely on track for that. On the weekly, we currently have more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 41.84, which is below average. On the daily, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 44.42. On the 1 hour, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 41.21, which is below average. On a 30-minute interval, we have more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 36.6. And on a 5-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 32.37, almost signaling for being oversold. And it does appear like we're trying to break out of this ascending parallel channel. It tried to break out up earlier, but never. I mean, this didn't really look like a true breakout to me. It didn't really get out of it and fell back in. False breakout to the top. And they've been shorting it down ever since. Finally getting to the bottom side of this channel, and this is what I would expect to see as a falling out from this indicator. Although we're going back up in price, so I don't know. Maybe it'll be a false breakout to the bottom side. We'll just continue to watch it. I suggested earlier that we probably would see a closing price somewhere between the top and the bottom of this ascending parallel channel, which would put us at around 1775 and 1810. Sean is saying that Netflix is down 36%. Jays, welcome from down under. Sean says, so much for streaming killing the movie theaters. You know, I was listening to Massalorian and Boss Blunt's talking last night, and I made a comment in their comment section when they said something about that. And what I want to say is this: what this reminds me a lot of, and I know this is completely different, but what this reminds me of is back in the day when you had XM radio and Sirius radio. And I made a bet. I made a very large bet with an individual that I worked with, and I said, mark my words that within the next decade, XM radio or Sirius radio will no longer be a thing. And he's like, no way, man. There's no way. There's plenty of people who want it. At the time, I think XM radio was good for. I don't remember what XM radio. I think it was Sirius was good for sports, and as XM was good for. Maybe it was XM was sports. I don't remember. One was good for sports, and one was good for talk radio. They both had their ups and downs, and so a lot of people were kind of forced into choosing one or the other, based on what it was that they had to provide or offer. And ultimately, who ended up winning that? Whether there ended up being a winner. And you had basically, I think what you ended up having was almost like a VCR versus beta type competition. Who's going to be able to win, and there can't be too many, because if there is too many, it's a divide and conquer of retail, and retail is going to pick a winner. So when you start diluting retail with a bunch of options like Disney Plus, like Netflix, like Hulu, like all these others, what you end up having is a competition, and nobody wants to pay $20, $30 a month to each one of them. So, they're charging too much for their services for everybody to be able to afford every single one of those, and so they have to pick and choose what they're going to pick. And so what you end up seeing is you're going to have I think you're going to have a consolidation, almost like it's going back to cable, where you would pay for one thing and get many different things all mixed into one. Uh, Myself says Mass and Boss was fun last night. I thought it was great, man. I thought it was a good talk. I fell asleep through it before Tony got on. I woke up at some point, saw Tony was on there, but I was only half. I was asleep. But um, good old boy says, "Hey Casey, how's it going? It's going good, thank you, good old boys. And you've got a new French bulldog. I can borrow it for my van. I can't. That's awesome. Send me the picture. Send me the picture. I'll throw him up on the van tomorrow." I've got people exiting, but I've got people still in here. I'm not sure if they're exiting or coming in, but if you guys want to speak out and you just want to say something, go feel free to um, say whatever you want, guys.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Mom.
Well, I've been trying to leave all day. I was up at 3:30. I left Jamie's house at 6:20 to meet an old friend from Mission Valley days. And we talked for 3 hours. I figured it would be one. And so then Jamie called me and said, "There's mail here for you that you better get. It's a prescription." So I may never get home. Now
Hmm.
my gas tank is half empty, so I'm pulling into line at Costco. I just figured I'd give you an update. You and the whole world, it feels like. Sorry,
Hmm.
world.
Oh, good.
Anyway, I'm kind of glad to be part of this new thing. It's fun. It's more fun than when there's only two or three of us.
Absolutely, it is fun.
I used to think Astro would have conversations with like 4 or 5 different people, and because of my ADD, I could never keep up with who and who was talking, and it like used to confuse me. I'm hoping I can just keep up with you guys.
It is confusing.
But that was Kim Kim and I believe Keto that were both talking right there.
I heard Kim. What I'm confused about, Casey, is how could I hear you on your here and on your whatever this live stream, that other thing.
Hmm?
You on your here and on
Uh-oh, Salty Dog, you got your if you can mute your mic, Salty Dog, you got the stream playing in the background there. So you can hear I have it streaming
Oh,
to
Salty Dog, you got your. If you mute your mic, Salty Dog, you got your.
that's fun.
uh that's funny. So
Salty Dog, you got your.
I'm just gonna start laughing. It's just gonna go in a loop. No, I'm streaming to both YouTube, and I'm also, this is a separate platform, Discord. So that's why you're able to hear from both
Nice.
locations. But if you're
Okay.
watching if you're
But you
watching
can
from
only talk. You can only talk on this one, Discord.
you, I'm talking to
Uh,
both.
it, uh, it, but we can only talk to you here. The other place you have to type.
Correct.
Okay. Why isn't everyone over here?
Well, because I don't normally do this. This is kind of like one of those we're testing things out today. Today's a testing day. So I tested Twitch out earlier, and I wanted to I told everybody that I would give everybody a chance to be able to talk if they wanted to today, and I wanted to give people. I'm testing out Discord to kind of see how that works because there may come a time to where maybe Twitch doesn't work, YouTube doesn't work, and so we need a third choice. So I'm trying to provide options or different ways of us being able to communicate, and this is the third choice. It's better to have multiple choices than just two.
You know what? I like you.
I'm so glad.
Well, that doesn't take in the part that I love you, but I mean I like you too.
Oh,
You're you're
oh,
very thoughtful.
he is very thoughtful. You did a good job raising him.
He kind of was on his own. He was the first kid.
Well, the first ones have to be hardest, you know.
Yeah, I know. He went through law school with his dad and all kinds of stuff. Me and
Oh,
me and the war and all kinds of crazy stuff.
oh my goodness.
Anyway, if you want lots of people to have chances and it's hard to hear more than 2 or 3 voices at a time, I will listen for a while until I probably get out of town, and then it will be hard to get. So I'm gonna get off, but I'm gonna be home tonight. So tomorrow I'll get to talk. I mean, listen, I'll be on a regular live stream thing, listening and typing. Deal?
Sounds good to me.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Well, it's nice talking to you, Kim. It's nice to put a voice with a
The
name.
name? Yes.
Yeah, we don't have faces to wait. Is this you down here? Which one's you? Where does it say Kim? Oh, see, I was driving before. Oh, Kim, I like your car.
Well,
Can't
thank
see
you.
it very well.
Thank you.
Who is the blonde with curly locks?
I
That
don't know.
that's Jana.
They're quiet. Oh, that's Jana. Hi, Jana.
Hi, Jenna.
And then there's just a bunch of the funny faces. There's one other picture.
Keto, you're a funny face. Tim, you're a funny face.
I'll change it here in a minute.
Hey, Mom, just letting you know, but you're a funny face too.
I am?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where am I? I don't even know where I am. Oh,
Well,
wait. Is it the one with the green circle around it? The red one? That's me.
yep,
Okay, I'll fix it before the next time.
that's funny.
Okay. Love you, sweetheart.
That was funny.
I love you too, Mom.
Ha ha ha. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh man. Like I feel blessed. I feel blessed. You guys are all you make you guys make my day. My wife reminded me this morning earlier how I've fallen asleep on the channel before, and it took me a second to realize what she was talking about. And I was like, I've never fallen asleep on the channel before, and I realized that back in the day when I really didn't have anybody watching, there were periods of time where even though I was covering for 9 hours of the day, the stream, I would get tired because I was talking to myself. I know that sounds really strange, but I was documenting history. That's what I'm still doing, and I was talking to myself, and I was sitting there passing out because there was nobody really there to interact with. And now there's people to interact with, and they're good people, all of you guys. Nobody says anything. You guys are great people.
Cricket, cricket.
Cricket.
I was gonna say at least Bad Back's not in the Discord.
What's that?
I said at least Bad Back's not in the Discord.
Well, it'd be okay if he was. I'd be all right with it. Man. Unfortunately, there are some people that are on here that are not talking, and I'm thinking that it might just be Jana that's having a hard time with it. Jana, if you can't talk and you wanted to talk, I'm going to show this one more time on the screen. I'm going to pull this over so you can see on Discord. But if you come in here to Discord, and on the bottom lower left-hand side down here, you're going to see. Well, I can't. Why is this not? Okay, here we go. User settings down on the bottom left-hand side. You're going to click user settings. You're going to go into your voice and video option, and then under input device and output device, you're going to want to change that to be whatever it is that you want to use. And then you'll be able to talk if you want to, if you so choose.
Jana says she's delivering mail at the moment, but she's listening in.
Okay. That's fine. That's completely okay. We did indeed have a dropout, guys, out of the or ascending parallel channel. This is definitely more indicative of what I would expect to see in a dropout of that. We've made it down to as far as 1756 before starting to retrace back up again. It did stall out at 1764 as a support line. Since we did drop below that, that may become a resistance line in getting back up. I just realized that I'm like well past my break time, but you know what? Today's kind of like one of those special days where I don't feel like I need the breaks. I've got I don't know. I don't need the breaks right now. I don't feel like I need a break. Hey, Einstein and Salty Dog, you guys are welcome. It's good to have you. It's good to have a good crew. It really is. Well, yes, Brian. I'm gonna go get a beer, but I gotta wait for I've gotta wait. I almost said happy hour. I gotta wait for the power hour or happy hour, whichever you want to call it. What's my email address? Well, I don't really give that out, good old boys. Um, I'll tell you what. I did create an email address for just such a thing. Let me give you the one that I'm willing to give out. So if you guys are ready, um, let me make sure I can access it. But I think it's actually I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to find out what it is. I don't remember what I called it. Hmm. I can't seem to find it there. Give me 1 second here while I look for it. I'm pretty sure it's Casey. I'm pretty sure it's Casey. I can't remember if it's Casey underscore Shaw or Casey Shaw at gmail.com. But I did create one. I'm gonna have to find it and see if because I actually I haven't used it at all. Um, hmm. You know what? Let me get back to you on that email address. I really don't know what it is. Sam says, no offense, but your mom is cooler than you. Yeah, I know. I I keep trying to tell you guys, I'm socially inept, and you don't seem to believe me. OIP says, Doc, click on the Discord link posted at the top. What did Doc ask for? Was he asking how to get in here?
Hey Casey, do you know what city the good old boys barbershop's in?
He's in Europe. I forget where exactly. I know I'm gonna go drink beer with him. I forgot where though.
So he's in Austin.
No, no, Europe. He's in Europe.
Oh, I can't go drink beer. I mean, sorry, I can't get a haircut there.
No, but um, you could. I'm sure you're gonna have money to travel over there eventually.
Oh, I was hoping to do it on the current layover.
Oh, he said
I mean,
UK Manchester.
I'm not international.
Yeah, internationals for the new guys, right?
No, for the guys that like to go overseas and be away from home for 9 days.
Yeah, good times, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can only go 3 or 4.
Different stages of life. Some people can handle that, some people can't. It is what it is. Good old boy says, "Don't worry, I'll come. I'll come to you guys and have a good drink when we rip." So he'll come over here. ABC says, "Who's pushing the price down?" And ABC, I would tell you that um, based on the way that it's moving right now, let me check one thing real quick here. I'm gonna go off exchange, and I'm gonna check and see on off exchange where a lot of the volume's going. If there's a big spike up in, okay, so there's not a whole lot of a spike up in the off exchange. What you're seeing happening right now is likely some of the sale orders that we had from yesterday probably being processed through. This might actually be retail, some of those retail sell orders going through today. And the reason that I say that is because yesterday we had a very low, I mean, we were like 44% buy volume or buy orders compared to, I'm sorry, yeah, 44% buy orders to the sell orders. So, that's pretty low. So we had a lot of sell orders going through yesterday. So this is probably that side of it. And this could potentially, this little rundown right here could be retail. But let me show you something real quick here. Let me show you which retail this might be. Because this will probably, you're going like, what? People are selling? It's specific people. It's not just anybody. So let's take a look at this and let me get rid of some of the lines here. But let me show you who specifically it is. Look what we got going on here. We broke above the 1 hour cloud yesterday, and this is day traders buying in right here. Day traders bought in right here. Price came down in the aftermarket hours. It touched the conversion line. What does that mean? When it touches the conversion line or the lagging line touches the price line, that's a good time to sell. That's a good indicator that it's time to sell. So what do you have first thing when market opens today? You have that sell off. So if they opened up their positions way back here and then they sold off their positions here, then this downwards pressure and price that you're seeing right now is most likely coming from day slash swing traders. They move the price up, they move the price down. And that's how it works. Day traders cause price to move like that. I don't think that I would have to take a look at OBV to say that there was some specific like large amounts of volume being sold, but it's been low volume, guys. Very, very low volume. So whatever did sell off yesterday was not massive amounts of volume that sold, right? We only had And remember, not all the volume that you see for a day is retail, but we only had 31.6 million in volume yesterday. That's really, really doggone low. So it wasn't incredibly huge amounts of selling off going on. But I do want to point out here that the conversion line has not crossed back over the baseline. If price were to start rising back up again in the aftermarket hours, either today or tomorrow, you could see a return of these people who sold off coming back in to buy again once we hit this green portion over here. We'll have to see what happens. Taking a look at the 4-hour though on the Ichimoto, you've got the conversion line finally crossing over the baseline just barely. No, I take that back. Baseline, no, that is correct. 1801 is conversion and base is 1793. So we're getting a conversion. The conversion line is crossing over base. Price is remaining right about where it's at, and what we really need to do is start seeing a push through the cloud here in the next couple following days if we want to see some massive amounts of buying going on. It'll need to get to the top side of this cloud, which is around like 2176 to, depending on how far out we look, to 2045. Well, you have to remember retail's. I was just reading what Steroid Bra said. Retail always be selling. I don't think that's the case, but there are certain groups of retail that are buying and selling it into AMC at different points in time, and that's going to be in any stock you're in. Any kind of stock you're in is always going to have day traders and swing traders. So that's just part of the that's part of the it's part of the game. That's how the market works. Magus says, how fast can Susquehanna and Citadel sell their Netflix shares if they have millions of shares? That's a very good question. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I really don't know the answer how fast they can sell. I would imagine, first off, I do know that they have to file. Depending on how many shares that they have, they do have to file a report. But you should see that relatively quickly within a few days. If they own over a certain amount of shares, and I don't know how much they own. So we could go and look though. Let's give it a look. Actually, you know what? Last time I looked, well, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, let's try this. Man. So I'm going through the institutional owners. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Netflix is 103.11% owned by institutions. That's pretty interesting.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So let me type in Citadel and see how much they own. Looks like Citadel only owns like just under 1 million shares, so I don't think it would take them very long. I don't know what the free float is on Netflix. I would imagine it's pretty high. Let me check it. Yeah, 437 million shares, so they could sell that off very quickly. Very, very quickly, especially when you consider their volume is 116 million. Well, let's put it this way. Their average 3-month volume. This is great. I love this. This is a perfect example, guys, of what a failing stock looks like. Their average 3-month volume is 8.39 million. You have a sell-off or you have 116 million in volume today alone, which means they're, I don't know, over 10. I can't even do the math. They're over 10 times the amount of volume that they normally trade in a single day today alone. What happens when volume drives up on AMC? Because it's a short squeeze, price rises. But what happens when you see a stock going way up in volume, but the price is just going down? It's a failing stock. That's a real sell-off. That's what a real sell-off looks like. You have massive amounts of shares going through with price dropping. This is real volume leaving the company. That's what this is. Remember when I tell you guys that there's a lot of, you can tell your synthetic shares that are, how many synthetic shares that there are out there and how many are being traded by taking your average 3-month volume, dividing it by your free float? Let's do that for Netflix real quick. 8.39 is their average volume. 8.39 divided by 437.34. Their average daily volume of their free float traded is 1.9%. It's super, super low. Not as low as like Amazon.
Hey, you hear me?
I can.
You do? You can?
Yeah.
Wow, great. Good talking to you. Listen, I've been listening to you for a real long time. I'm like, I know nothing about this Discord. I started getting on with Tony a long time ago. I'm 56 years old, so I'm not really used to it, but I'm so happy to be in Ape, and I'm really involved with this. In fact, I don't know, in the Discord, did you see the picture I put up in AMC?
Let's see. The picture for your name, or
Yeah, it's the low boy.
I don't see your picture. I just see the like my mom said, the funny face.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mom. How are you? Good to see you. If he's on. But anyway, no, I'm up here in New York, and I visit all the AMC theaters over here, and they're beautiful. They're huge. It's like a restaurant in there. They just don't serve just regular popcorn and candy. They have a bar, an actual sit-down bar, and they also have. It looks like a Chili's in there. You got quesadillas. You got all sorts of sandwiches, sushi. It's unbelievable. The other theaters we have over here is nothing compared to the AMC's we have here.
Man, that sounds really impressive. I kind of want to try their quesadilla. How did you try the quesadilla?
No, because you know what? I can't see myself taking a big platter like that into the movie theater. I mean, it's huge. I mean, the chairs are nice. They put a nice table in front of you. It's nice, but it's like a full meal. It's unbelievable. I like my big thing of popcorn. I take my Twizzlers. I go inside. I spend my $40. But the first time in my life in the last year that I'm in this place, I don't mind. I actually look forward to spend extra at the concession stands. Then I figured, trooping out and bringing my own water or my own candy. I say no. I'm buying everything there, and I don't care.
Well, it sounds like you really like it. I'm glad you're having a good time. I think what you should do is you should send a note to Adam Aaron in Twitter and let him know. Do you have a Twitter account?
You do.
Yeah, you should. I think you should send a message to Adam Aaron and tell him how much you enjoyed the visit. Tell him how much you appreciate it. I don't think he hears that kind of stuff enough, and I think that it's encouraging.
You know what? listen, like I said, I'm an older guy. I'm 56. I love movie theaters, and it's like I go all the time. It all depends what's coming out. But I look forward for the pre-shows. I mean, you can spend a half hour just watching all the pre-shows. I just love going to the movie. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go on a 90-degree day and a beach day because this is Long Island, and we try to be out in the nice weather when we can get it. But at any time, we can get into a movie theater and spend 2.5, 3 hours. It's wonderful. The theaters are beautiful. The screen is great. The chairs are unbelievably comfortable. It's huge. It's like a mall. When you go to these AMC movie theaters here, it's like literally like a mall. They have corridors. It's not like you just check your ticket in, you walk to the left or you walk to the right. You walk straight, then you can walk left. You walk straight, you can go right. You walk straight again, you go left. It's like a maze when you go to. Sometimes you can't find your way out. And they're all the same. The one up in Huntington is beautiful if you can find parking because it's just a nice part of town up there. But if you can find parking up in Huntington, that's a great movie theater right there. I go to the one here in Levittown. We have them in Forest Hill, Queens. I saw a beautiful one in Manhattan a few days ago going through town. But no, you're right. I think Aaron should hear all of these little stories that I tell here because they're well kept. They have a lot of employees. It's not like you go to Lowe's or you go to a Showmax and you go into and they have like you got like 15 people online, but you got one person serving you. They literally had about 15 people working behind the concession stands between the bar, the hot food, and the popcorn. I couldn't believe the amount of people they had working behind the counter. It was great. AMC's not going nowhere. I'm a weekly buyer. I'm going to keep adding my position. I love hearing you at first. I got everything set. I listen to you first thing in the morning. Then Tony get up in the morning. I'll listen to Tony. And then I catch Froggy. Well, first of all, I can't stay up late at night to watch Pantheon. He's way too late. He's 3 hours behind me. So I catch him at 4 o'clock in the morning. When he's done, you come on. I try to grab you before you go on break. Then I get Tony. Then after Tony, I listen to Froggy and CNI in the afternoon. And then when Boss Blunts get on, that's even great. So we have a great family. I think it's getting even tighter. And I think this is going to be a great deal for everybody here.
Yeah. Lowboy, I just want to say, if somebody was asking, Donkey Kong was asking who's talking, you're very energetic, and I love that you have so much passion, and I love the fact that you bring excitement into our investment, and I wish, I'm telling you right now, I wish I had as much enthusiasm in my talking and about AMC because you motivate me to want to talk better. I, I wish I could talk as well as you about AMC, because you're right. My AMC has a sit down bar too. I've never been in a movie theater with sit down bars until I moved here to Texas. Texas actually has quite a few of them, but anywhere else I've ever lived, I've never been in a movie theater where you have a sit down bar and you can have whatever drink you want to have. How beautiful is that?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You sit down with your
And Casey,
friends, you
not
have a
for nothing.
drink.
Yeah, and not for nothing, Casey, you're not that much younger than me, but the thing is, when we went to the movie theaters when we were kids, we were shoulder to shoulder. That would be like unheard of today because of what's going on in the world. Nobody would want to sit shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. You go to these movie theaters, they get them sections, two, 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 two. Okay, a lot of seats come out, but it makes it much more enjoyable. Sometimes these seats go so far back, I'm staring at the ceiling. It's wonderful. It's great. It's a great deal. You got great movies coming out. I'm watching movies. I push myself to go to AMC. I push myself a little extra. I saw Father something I wanted to go see Ambulance. My girl wanted to go see Father something, which turned out to be with Mark Wahlberg. That was a great movie. Bring some pictures with you, but that was a great movie. But it's just, it's just, I even go on Google and order AMC ink shirts. Go figure. I'm 56 years old. I'm ordering ink shirts. Go figure.
You know, I'm not trying to do like a sales pitch or anything here, but you can rent out an entire movie theater to just you and your girl. Did you know you could do that?
I the other day. Loved it. You saw it, Casey?
What's that?
What was that you said?
Did you know that you could rent out the entire movie theater for just you and your girl?
Yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm good. I don't want to time too much of yourself, but I just wanted to make sure that I got everything that I want. That is basically cooped up. Yeah, because I can only write so fast, and by the time I write it in there, you're like 30 comments behind. So it's great just to try to get everything in and just let my own personal feelings of letting everybody know how I feel and how strong I'm into this. Listen, you guys beat the number one radio show talk shows that I drive for a living. The reason why I'm low boy is because I drive a low boy trailer, all heavy equipment around the New York City area. So I'm always in the truck. Thank God I can listen to you guys all day. I look forward to jumping out of bed and listening to you guys all day long because it's great. I love it. I love it. In fact, I haven't listened to a regular. I only put on the news to find out what the weather's going to be. After that, it's either you, TC, you, Tony, Mandalorian if he's on, Froggy if he's on, and the rest of the other guys. So I got you guys covered around the clock.
Well, thank you for bringing your excellent motivation and enthusiasm in this company. I think we're all invested in an excellent um, investment, and I mean our investment is it's great. You can't beat this investment. It is a good company. They're going to be making more money. Movies are not going anywhere. People are showing that they don't, they want to get out and start seeing movies in the movie theaters again. And you can have drinks there and have good food too. We're in a good investment. I don't think it's going anywhere.
No, I don't think so. Tony, thanks. I'm sorry, Casey. It was great to talk to you. I'm really grateful. I've been listening to you for quite a while, and it's been a pleasure. I know that you had an extra day off because Tony was actually looking for you yesterday, but I wrote him. I said, I think his kids may be home from school this week. But you said you're right. You did have a 4-day weekend with them. But you're great. I listen to you every morning when you get on there, and I really appreciate everything that you do for me and for the rest of the community. Thank you, and I really appreciate it.
Hey, Lowboy, thanks for coming in and talking. One of the things that I love the most about this community is hearing from you guys, which is why I used to do space calls. I thought it would be really fun to hear from you guys because I wanted to hear more. I talk for 9 hours a day. I want to hear your voices because your voices excite me, especially like this. I am excited when I get to hear Kim's voice. I get to hear Kim's and Keto's voice and Tim's voice all on the same day. This is cool. It's really cool. We have
Yeah.
good people. We have good people invested in this and um, to the moon, man. Screw the hedgies.
Yep.
Screw them.
Heavy.
Screw the hedgies.
Okay, I'll be still listening to you, man. You're the best. I love you, brother. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, you take care, man.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah, you too. I love this. This makes doing this so much easier. Uh, I'll pay you later, low boy. Seriously, that sounded like a setup. But I mean, this is a community filled with. If you go on some of the space calls, you get guys like this on sometimes who are so passionate about this, and I love it. I know there's passion in this community, and I talk for 9 hours a day, and it's great to hear somebody like Low Boy coming on here and talking like that. Man, talk about getting you pumped.
Yeah. Enough for nothing. I just hope one day, I'm really, really hoping for this, that once this thing happens for all of us, that we can all meet someplace and just have a weekend of just celebration. Just getting to introduce everybody, seeing everybody eye to eye, face to face, shaking hands, and just celebrating something that we've been so passionate for and waiting for so long. And that day will come, and I'm so looking forward to that. So everybody, just stay healthy out there, be patient. Our day will come.
Yeah, absolutely. Magus is asking a question. He's saying, how fast can Citadel sell their Netflix shares if they have millions? They don't have millions. I actually looked it up. Magus, you're the second person that came in asking that question, which is kind of weird to me. But I'll answer it again. It looks to me when I pulled up Citadel's information, somebody asked about Citadel and Susquehanna. Citadel has 954,000 shares. They have quite a few puts and calls. They actually have more puts than they have calls, almost as if they knew this was coming. They have 4.1 thousand contracts. Wait, that's not correct. I got to remove 2 zeros. Hold on one second. They have 41,000 contracts in puts, and they have 33,000 contracts in calls on Netflix with 954,283 shares. So a million shares in a float that's got 430 37 shares in total. They could sell those very, very quickly, and especially on a day where the stock has 100 plus million shares having been sold for the day. It would not take long at all. AP says need to get him on the stream on those down days as a hype man. Yeah, totally. Come back anytime. You're always welcome, Will Boy. Just let me know if you want to talk. I'll get you on here. You're my hype guy. Such an awesome community. Kathy says that is a surprise that they knew it was coming. I bet they did. Yeah. Well, you can only guess. I think it's very interesting though that they have um, the total share ownership within Netflix right now is at 103.11%. I think that's very interesting. I did not look up Susquehanna yet. Let me look up Susquehanna real quick. Come on. Unfortunately, they have a huge database of ownership with 100%. Imagine 430 million shares owned by many institutions. So when you try to type in something, it like especially with my terrible connections speeds in here, when I go to type something in, okay, Susquehanna. All right, Susquehanna apparently has more of a call position than they do a put position. They have 31,000 contracts in puts and 34,000 contracts in calls. And they only have, according to this, they only have 149,235 shares. Again, they could sell off their position quite quickly if they wanted to. Buck says, why would they want to sell their Netflix shares? I don't know the answer to that, Buck, other than I would assume that if they needed liquidity, that would be the reason why they might need to sell their shares. I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm getting asked that question today, but I am. Any of you guys who are in the in Discord and you want to say something, feel free to speak up. You don't have to be shy. You are actually in the van, Casey. AMC on the move. Like this is my low rider big tramp. I keep trampolines in the back of this low rider big tramp short bus. Um, so whenever I need those things, I whip them out. That didn't come out right. But I do. I carry around my big tramps in here. Would they not sell before the stock goes down 30? I mean, that would make sense, Magus. I would think that they would want to sell. So if there was anybody who was selling right now, if they still held the position, right, Magus? If they still hold their position, they're severely being crippled by the sell-off. I mean, just massively being crippled by this. So my guess is that if there was anybody selling their positions, it would definitely be them. Sean says it looks like I washed the van last night. I think I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I think you're the second person that's mentioned that it looks like I washed the van. And I think what it is that um, I didn't realize that I could put myself inside the van without having a green screen. And so I don't have a green screen up today. So what you're seeing is just my house, and this is my house inside the van. I live in a house down by the river. They may have, David. They absolutely may have. I don't know that they didn't. Uh, they that I mean that's I don't know. Give me just a second, guys. It's 2:10. It's time to cover the numbers. Um, Myself says you need to fire the guy who put the logo sticker on the. It's totally off center. I noticed that after I put the logo sticker on, and I knew somebody would say something. But the problem is that I readjusted it. I readjusted the logo sticker, and it honestly didn't look right when I recentered it because angle. I don't know. It looks like the AMKC's off center when you put it over the top of the VW sign. So I don't know. Maybe I can fix it later. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna step off to the side. I'm gonna grab. It is power hour. I'm gonna grab myself a beer real quick and toast to you guys. I'll have to come up with a toast. Um, so give me like a minute and a half or less, and I'll grab a beer real quick. I'll be right back. ABC says, what does the front tag say? It says 2 weeks. You know, I like that idea. One Speed Go says toast to low boy, and I like it. So that's what we're gonna do. To keeping the enthusiasm, to helping us to realize that we are not holding on to a big gigantic turd. We are holding something very special here. It is very, very special. It's got bars you can walk into. It's got quesadillas. You can eat popcorn in these luxurious seats. We are owning a diamond in the rough to low boy giving us encouragement and our investment and letting us know that we're on the right track and keeping us motivated. Cheers to the community. Cheers to low boy for coming in here and throwing a little bit of excitement into our step and our day. Cheers. If one of you all tells me that you want me to toast you in a wedding, it ain't gonna happen. I swear. I swear. Like if you put me on the spot and make me toast for you in a wedding, I wouldn't even. Gosh, that would be so like I'm so bad at speaking. It's not even funny. Kathy says Lowboy reminded us it's not just a stock, but it's a great business. Yeah, no doubt. That is totally true. That is so true. Like how often do we sit here and we just look at price and we go like, why? Why price? Why hedgies? Screw the hedgies. Why are you doing this to us? But you know what? There's more to it than that. There's so much more to it. We have such a great company that we're invested in. Man, way to put things back into perspective. I love it. AP says, cheers, low boy, 10-4, good buddy. I hope I see him around in a space call somewhere. I really do. I just, I really hope I have a chance to see him in a space call. All right, let's cover the numbers one last time. I'm about 15 minutes late here, but we got to cover these numbers once more. It's not just about the numbers, Casey. It's not just about the numbers. And this makes me think of when I was watching Boss Blunt's talk about another good motivational person talking about the stock that we own. Man, I wish I could be more like that. He's just rattling off like the movie ticket numbers and how much the movies are making and everything. I'm going like, man, how come I don't talk about that kind of stuff? I just look at the same numbers. Oh man, I was not meant to be a YouTuber. These guys, they do an exceptional job at what it is that they do. Let me take you guys over to the numbers that I just show you every single time. Casey just says the same thing over and over and over. Yep, that's me. Let's take a look at what we got going on in the off exchange. An hour ago, 47.57% in the off exchange and 13.36 on EDGX. Let's refresh that and see where we're at now. 47.63% and 13.4%. The CBOE EDGX is got more than a full percent higher than the normal amount, the 30-day average trend being stuffed into those ETFs, dark pools. So a lot of price discovery being hidden there, but not so much through the off exchange today. A little bit low, but volume is low, and that could be indicative as to why that's low. Taking a look at borrowed change amount. Somebody was asking this question, why is borrowed change down? And what I would suggest is this. First off, that's just what it's reporting currently. Unless you watch this right up until midnight, sometimes even later into midnight, those numbers will change throughout the day, all the way until tomorrow. And if you want to know why the borrowed change amount is down, it's because more than likely short interest is trying to close as much positions as possible. Why does short interest want to close their positions? If they know the price is going to start running up, they don't want to open short interest. An hour ago, it was 75,000 shares having been borrowed for the day. It's now a return of 120,000 shares. That's going to lower the estimated current short share interest of the free float just slightly to 19.42. Cost to borrow is at 2.39%. Let's take a look at the options. At an $18 strike price, I swear to you guys, I'm just sitting here thinking back to Lowboy, and I feel like I should have paid that guy. I need to pay him something. Hey, let me pay you for that advertisement. He's so motivational. An $18 strike price. An hour ago, it was 22,000 shares. In contracts, there's now 25.6. Yeah, he was so good. Why can't I talk like that? At a $17.5 strike price on the puts, there was 5.6 thousand contracts an hour ago. It is now up to 8.5. Let's take a look at Stonko Tracker and see how many shares have been borrowed here. We'll also take a look at Fidelity. Orders by Fidelity customers. AMC and GME have low volume today, so they're not on the top 10 most traded stocks according to Fidelity. AMC is coming in at 24th with a strong 65% buy to 35% sell ratio. I do not see GME on the list. Just want to make sure, yep, not on there. I'm pretty sure their buy to sell ratio is probably good though. 16.81 was SSR trigger price for the day today, should we trigger that. Shares borrowed in the last hour, we have 150 there. 200,000 shares borrowed in the last, it looks like hour or two since I read it last. So for the day today, 2.65 million shares borrowed. Yesterday was 2.05. Cost to borrow fee is at 1.3%. And man, they've been having problems all day long today on options, the options chain for AMC. Look at this. They've got 422 listed as a day here, which is this Friday. 429 is the next showing one, but they've got 0 showing up under puts and calls. Like just some weird data coming through today on Stonko Tracker. I don't know. I know there's more than zeros. I just looked at it at Fidelity. Kind of makes me wonder what's going on. NASDAQ is down 1.01%, Dow Jones is up 0.82, and the S&P 500 is up 0.05. We currently have 4,291 advancers to 3,426 decliners. The VIX is down 3.46, IWM is up 0.67, Tesla is down 4.52, Amazon is down 2.31, Cinemark is down 1.42, Doge is down 1.66, Bitcoin is down 0.82, GME is down 2.44, HYMC is down 10.63, HOOD is down 7.01, and AMC is down 6.58%. Inflow versus outflow, we have let's see, $7 million more in inflow than outflow. We have broken the $20 million or what am I saying, dollar? $20 million volume minimum that I suggested that we would do by the end of the day. I said 20 to 40 million. Let's see what kind of pace we're on to finish this day here, though. Looks like we're on pace for about 22.2 million shares traded for the day. Very low numbers. But that's part of the springing board action. That's how we're going to get the big launch. On the weekly, more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 41.57, which is below average. On the daily, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure, which has changed. It was more selling pressure than buying pressure earlier this morning, and that is now 43.82 on RSI, which is below average. On the hourly, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 37.57, below average. On a 30-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 32.15, which is almost signaling for being oversold. And on a 5-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure, signaling for oversold with RSI at 28.11. Getting one last push down here for before the end of the day. We just printed a TD9, meaning we may see a reversal here in price. And we didn't quite touch down on the Bollinger Band, but it might be enough to push the price back up to the simple moving average. And with that, I can see what it is you guys are writing again.
Hey Casey, I got a question, man, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Let me see who I'm talking to first here. Who is this?
It's Shiro
Oh, good. How's it going, man?
and the Discord. Yeah, just join right now, man. I'm loving it right now, man. I'm so glad you decided to join the Discord side of it all, man. A lot of shows out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, my question was just about the executive order on June 3rd. On June 3rd. I just wanted to see your perspective on that. That's all.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about that a whole lot. Quite honestly, like I think I think Boss Blunts and AMC Bigums are really dealing or on that, because I didn't even find out about it until those guys had touched on it. The one thing that I kind of
Yeah, it's the hot
noticed,
subject right now.
Right, yeah. The one thing that I noticed that Bingham's had said to Massillonian last night that I think kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop, and I haven't really dived into it too much, so I'm being real honest with you. I haven't really read anything about it, but the 28th was, or the 27th was, I think it was the day that he said that it was signed into order. The order was signed originally by Trump. Was it the 27th or the 28th? I think it was the 28th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 28th. And that was January of 28th of last year, and they were saying that there was some kind of connection between the buy button being taken away because as soon as they no longer had the Chinese uh, uh, securities that they could hold as liquidity, then it became an issue for hedge funds. And I would say, that's that may be a thing, but the stock was already starting to squeeze well before that, right? So I don't know that it's necessarily a squeeze factor, but it may play into what generates liquidity for, or what somebody can use as liquidity to count, towards margin calls. So and unfortunately, I fell asleep last night before Boss Blunts got to it. But the part that I'm missing out on is that executive order still Is it still enacted or is it not enacted? Did you get to that part? Because that's the part I didn't hear. Uh-oh. Shiro?
Yeah, I believe it still is, sir.
So if
Sorry.
it's still enacted, why would it coming off the list uh, change anything or help anything? Because I don't know. I need to sit down and I need to read into it. So I really don't have like a good grasp on that whole executive order, unfortunately. Um,
Yeah, no worries. I just wanted to ask you and see your opinion on it because it's like the hot subject right now for
yeah,
like the whole community.
it is kind of a hot subject, but unfortunately, I've just not researched into it at all. It's not been on my radar, and that's one of the things that I love about AMC Bigums and Boss Blunts is that those guys bring forward things in this community and talk about things that nobody else is talking about, and they bring things like, who ever heard of PPT before? I never heard of it my whole life. Never heard of PPT. Where do I hear it from? AMC Bigums, Boss Blunts, those guys. They brought it up, and those guys are continuously bringing up things that nobody's heard of before, and I think that's great. I'm glad that they're talking about it. I unfortunately have not done research on it. I hope you don't hate me for it. Uh-oh.
Oh man, I wouldn't hate you for it, and thank you for trying your best to answer the question. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I just that was the one thing that I caught last night was I just didn't understand, like, if it was signed into place on January 28th, how did that help? Because if in effect it caused if it was the catalyst for causing margin calls, which is the reason why they had to take away the buy button so people, so that they could get away with um, lower margins, right? Because that's essentially what Robinhood and a lot of the other companies did is they negotiated a deal to lower their margins by taking away the buy button. And so, the question becomes now is okay, well, if that's going to be the case in the future, then I guess we would need something like that to be signed again. It seems like we would want that to go back into effect again or have it signed again. Was it June 2nd, I believe it was, that's going to go off the books. It's going to no longer be effective. I think that was the date that was being thrown around. We'll see. And thanks for coming on, by the way. One Speed Goes got an angry face with a boxing glove. I don't know what it means. I'm afraid. Let's see what we got here. Nothing new from him. One second, guys. I'm getting text from my wife. She saw an article written by somebody on Reddit who said that they went from $5,000 to $100,000 overnight with a Netflix put, and she goes, "Why? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you invest in that?" I didn't see it coming. I didn't know. I wasn't watching Netflix. Myself says, did I say his name wrong? Massalorian nor Massalonian. Mass. Now you got me all confused. Now I gotta go look up his name. It's Mass. It's like Mandalorian, only not. It's Massalonian, right? It should be Massalonian. I probably just slaughtered his name several times. I don't know if I did or not. He'll forgive me. Let's see. I gotta look. Massalorian. Yeah, it's like the Mandalorian, only just Massalorian. Did I say Macedonian? I don't think I said Macedonian. That seems like such a weird way to say it. I can't imagine that I would have said that. If I did, it's probably the alcohol. I'm just gonna blame it on the alcohol. A little bit of a slurring of the tongue. Yeah, but I'm gonna go back and rewatch that Boss Blunts and Macedonian. Now you got me all saying it weird. Now it's like Macedonian. I'm gonna have to watch the interview again and finish it off because last night I turned it on and I was passing out as I was listening to him talk, and unfortunately it was past my bedtime.
I think you might be a little twisted, KC, on that little puff puff pass.
No, man. I, you know what? Happy 420. Happy 420. I completely forgot. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yes, sir, brother.
No,
Gonna
no,
be indulging a little bit of that later tonight.
there's no puff and pass over here, unfortunately. But hopefully, one day that'll be the legalized everywhere. So no puffing and passing here. It's sad. I know. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
There is those Delta stuff I've been seeing that people have been doing.
I actually
The
have some of
Delta
that.
8.
Yeah, I have some of that, and I tried it a couple times, and it gave me just It's so funny because I told everybody that I woke up with a massive headache this morning. There was no Delta 8 involved, but I took that a couple times, and it just gave me a massive headache. I have scoliosis. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before on the channel, but I have really bad scoliosis, so sometimes I have really bad, I mean severe back pain. And so I bought the Delta. Originally, I was just doing just the no THC CBD to try and get better sleep, and it didn't do anything for me, like nothing at all. And then I went into the place one time to try something different, and they said, "Well, we have this Delta 8 stuff, and it may help you with pain." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll give that a try." And then I took it, and I was like, "Man, this is like you're high." I'm like, "This is kind of crazy." So, but then I get these severe headaches after taking it. And I was like, nah, I listen to my body. When my body starts saying no to something, I go like, yeah, that's not, I should cut that out. So I just don't do it now. Oh, Gnosis says I did say something about my scoliosis. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I'd said it before or not.
Hey, Casey, is this kind of overwhelming having us on Discord talking in your ear and you've got the YouTube going?
Um, so you know how I told you like I'm socially obscure, like I'm just kind of socially not all there, I guess. It is. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is. I enjoy it. Because more than anything, I like hearing your guys' voices. I'm kind of one of those guys that likes to sit back and listen to other people. So it's exciting for me to hear you guys come in here and talk, because I haven't had a chance to hear you talk and say what you have to say. But at the same time, though, it's a little overwhelming for me as well, um, because I'm torn between wanting to just listen to you and also feeling like I have to, do the show. So it is overwhelming for me.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel I'm missing out by not watching the live stream, but it's fun hearing the voices.
Yeah. It, I wish I could explain. I mean, because I probably don't come off as a person who struggles with like social interactions with people.
Well,
I
I
had
wasn't talking about like that. I mean, us talking in your ear and you having to try and answer people.
Oh yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I do have a problem with it, but I don't. I don't mind. I don't
Oh,
mind
good.
you being here and talking. I just it is more difficult than just talking by myself, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun not typing.
I can imagine. But you know what? It's fun for me to go in when I go into Pantheons or Macedonian or Froggies or Tony Denaro's channel. Like when I go in there and I see you guys typing and I type something and you guys all say, I wanted to say this too, by the way. Um, when you guys see me in there and I type something, I see everything it is that you guys write, and I feel guilty because I feel like you guys blow me up with like, "Hey Casey, how's it going?" And I really totally appreciate that. Like, I mean, it makes me feel special. but but at the same time though, I feel bad for the person's channel that I'm on there because it's like I'm not trying to dominate. I just want to be a fly on the wall. And so sometimes I won't say anything at all when I'm in there listening because I don't want anybody to know that I'm there. Um, I just want to be one of you guys.
I think Pantheon was given some pretty big praise this morning.
Yeah, he, I'm a legit. I gotta tell you guys, like he had no idea that I was listening to him and Macedonian talk the other day when he gave me praise, and legit like a little tear came out, and I was just like, man, that guy, he's too much. He's a solid dude. Um, yeah. Anyways,
People can't hear us on the YouTube when we're talking on Discord, right?
yeah, they can hear you.
Oh boy, just kidding.
No, yeah. This is Hayden talking, by the way, guys. Hayden's talking right now, and
No. He left. It's his uncle.
his uncle's talking, and Shiro was the one. I hope I'm saying the name right, but Shiro was talking earlier, asking the question about the executive order, the EO.
Yep, and you got it right.
See, that's so much more pleasant. I sit here and I say somebody's name normally in the chat, and you know how I screw up people's names all the time, and then I have to wait like 15 to 20 seconds for them to say like, "Yeah, you said it right," and then I go like, "Phew," and then sometimes I wait and they go like, "Nope, you totally destroyed it," and that waiting 15 to 20 seconds for somebody to reply and say something back is it's terrible.
I'm waiting for Doc Zito to get on here.
Oh yeah, what do you?
I don't know. I want to hear that guy's voice.
Oh, um, TF Hatter says, I think we hit SSR on our gold mine, and yes, we did. We definitely hit SSR on HYMC. Sammy says Doc Zeno would be awesome.
He's always got something to say, and I feel like he's limited on his characters. We need to hear him talk.
Yeah. Anybody who's in the chat room right now, if you click on the link at the very top, you can join the Discord if you have a Discord profile. All you have to do is click on the link, and you're more than welcome to join. And you can say your own 2 cents. Today's a special day. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Today was a Twitch testing day. Um, I'm going to do another Twitch testing day next week on Wednesday as well because we had a little bit of a rough start on it. But it was a really good opportunity. This is a test to test Discord as a third choice. If YouTube gets knocked out, Twitch gets knocked out, and we only have one choice left, it'll be Discord. And I'll open up a Discord and we can talk on Discord. And so you might want to save that link. That will be the third option. If you don't want to save it, I'll always post it later someplace that you guys can find it. Kathy wants to hear Doc Zeno's voice too. Thick says, I'm not going to get on and say anything because I'll forget my own name and say my name is Greg. Sam says, I joined the Discord today, Casey. The afternoon crowd in the chat isn't as rough as the morning I was catching hell. I don't. Oh, this morning, like way early this morning. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, join the Discord, Sam. It's not a problem. It's a free for all Friday or free for all Friday. Free for all Wednesday. It sounds better if it was Friday. It's free for all Wednesday. Come on down. It's 420 day, guys.
I like this hybrid model of voice and YouTube.
What do you mean?
It's just nice hearing the voice, and then you can go back and forth and go see what's going on YouTube, what people are writing. And for those of us that are challenged on typing, this is a nice alternative.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Hayden, are you telling me that you're challenged on typing?
It's all and always a need, isn't there? Always a short.
Oh yeah.
Great. So proud of you.
Hot mic. James of Arizona, you got a hot mic.
That is the next chapter in your story for sure. Without doubt. Ordinary people.
Okay, I think James is good now. Hayden, what I was gonna say is, hey, how do I?
Aiden sounds like Tony De Niro.
I'm gonna have to mute him or something. I'm gonna mute him for just a second. But I just wanted to say this, Hayden. You know, he ruined my punchline. Damn it.
Oh, hey, I was going to come back with, you got to know what lane you're in and stay there.
I was gonna say, if you're telling us that you don't know how to type and you're a pilot, you're kind of worrying me a little bit.
That's why I got a first officer.
You let them do all the calculations, huh?
I just carry the burden of command.
There you go. That's awesome. All right.
Let's hope your plane doesn't split like the ones in China.
Ooh. I unmuted James, and so James, now James, you can talk again if you want to. Thick just bopped James with a microphone. Bop. James, if you wanna talk, go for it, man. I got you unmuted now. All you gotta do is unmute yourself, and you can come back on. Keto's got a hot mic now. Benegas.
No, that's not me.
That's Benegas. Benegas, how's it going? Gone. No, Benegas is still here. I don't do these kind of things, guys, these Discord things. Apparently there's a way to set these up so you can be more professional. I'm not really into professionalism. I'm way more laid back.
Yeah, if you ever need help with that, you could always ask people at the think tank. They'll be more than happy to help you. A lot of them know a lot of stuff about that.
The think tank in Boss Blunt's Discord?
Yes, sir.
Man, so I take it that you must be a Boss Blunt's regular.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Are you also ex-military?
No, sir.
Okay. Getting the sir, so I was, maybe you came from a military background. I actually, I taught, being a military brat myself, I always taught my kids that you always say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, and always thank you, please. Those were always mandatory for my kids because you'd be so surprised how far you can get in life with just a few simple words like that. Just calling somebody sir or ma'am or saying thank you and please, those are just such basic things, but it actually gets you really far in life. It's unbelievable how far it gets you. People
Yeah,
don't.
it's just always been the habit for me for a long time.
Yeah. It's like giving respect, right? Like you respecting the person, you're saying like I respect you, and I like it. It's cool, man.
Yeah,
It's
always
like
for the
giving
older
respect,
gentleman.
right? Like you respecting the person, you're saying like. Sean says this is fun. It feels like we're in a bar. I got my drink.
Hello,
Yes, how's it going?
Casey.
Sammy, how's it going?
Yeah, well, can you hear me?
I can.
It's not. I can't. It's not so loud on my phone. I can just hear you, not so loud.
If you go to those voice settings, you can probably turn it up a little bit, so that you can hear. Like, they should have some settings on there so you can change the output so that the output's a little bit louder.
Yeah, that's what I need to do because it's on my phone and I need it to come through the speakers. How do I get to the settings?
Um,
Oh, am I getting there? No, just put myself on silent.
Myself says, yes, sir. Look how far it got you, Sean. You're in a bus on a random beach somewhere. Hey, I like my short bus. Thank you very much, myself. Captain Awesome coming in with a joke for us here. You know what, Kathy? Sammy Boy does have a wonderful English accent. I had an opportunity to talk with Sammy Boy. I believe this is the same Sammy that I talked
Yeah,
to.
that's me. Can you still hear me now?
I can.
Yeah. I can. I've got you on better sound now. I can hear you much better.
We had a wonderful conversation the other day, and it is extremely pleasant to. I don't know what it is about the English accent, but as an American, when we hear English accents, it's very pleasing. Also, Australian accents as well. I think it's very pleasing to our ears, and just it comes across as very formal and appealing for some reason. Yeah.
Well, I think do you guys get to hear English accents a lot? Because when I was growing up, it was always on the TV listening to. I grew up with Friends, I grew up with The Simpsons, and all that sort of stuff. And maybe it's different for you guys. I don't know.
I don't know. What do you guys think? What does the rest of the panel think? We got a bunch of people on here.
Yeah. Do you reckon most of the people are from the States who come on these live chats? I'm guessing that they are really.
I've only come across one British Englishmen, and that was when I was in school. But otherwise, not very common in the States from what I've seen, at least in my
Yeah.
area.
Well,
What?
fair enough. Yeah, I think we need more British
Yeah.
apes, really. They're all American.
Sí. Ahorita va a salir que no. Ya va a salir.
I'm gonna mute Benegas, I think, just because he's got a hot mic for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is this the first time? So, sure. Is this the first time that you're doing this open mic?
it is. It really is the
Yeah.
first time. Yeah. Today was a test day.
Awesome.
I wanted to have the ability to be able to try different things and see
Mm-hmm.
what other options we may have in case things get shut down for us. And so this is a first attempt at it, just to see how it works out for us. And yeah.
Does anyone else do it? Does Tony Gennaro do anything like? Because I haven't seen this on any other channel, to be honest.
I don't know that anybody. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. I was mentioning earlier that Astro does one where I've seen him in a stream before where he has like multiple people on there, and I honestly couldn't tell who was talking half the time, but it was just this random.
Yeah.
It was busy. It was very, very busy, and it was hard
Mm.
to figure out who was talking. I felt very violated.
Well, Astro's really young, and like Trey's really young. Trey's what, like 23, 24 years old, or 25? I don't know. It's just I can't keep up with that. I'm in my mid-30s, and that's why I gravitate towards Tony Gennaro and you. It just seems a bit more mature and a bit like-minded.
Yeah.
More courteous crowd for sure.
Yeah. I mean, definitely seems people sort of restrain themselves and not like cursing, when the price goes down, and as low as it is right now. But how are you guys feeling about where we are at the moment? How are you guys feeling?
I'm gonna let you guys answer.
I'm gonna hold and never fold.
Nice.
That's what I want to hear.
My price is 39 and change, so I'm in for the long haul.
Yeah, same here. I got in around mid. Well, actually, I started. AMC was pretty much one of like the first ever trades I ever got into. So it's been a very wild start, and I think for anyone just getting into the market, and I think AMC being the first ride, I think that's just I think it's pretty insane. But I think it's like just got to go in and hope for the best, really. Well, more than hope, really. I think people have got faith, and I think faith is more powerful than hoping it's going to go up. I think everyone has sort of great faith in this play, and that's why I'm staying.
Faith got the US dollar to where it's at, so I'm pretty sure it can get to AMC into the high thousands. And, yep.
God, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's go.
5 million people can't be that wrong.
Absolutely not. It's just the way how I look at it is just like, it's just being suppressed. Whatever shenanigans that they're doing to us, it's like a pressure cooker, and it's just a waiting game, really. Just with the macroeconomic situation at the moment, it's understandable. The SPY's been so shaky. I think it's gone down like -1% in 6 months. And my gut feeling is, as soon as the SPY starts ripping again, obviously the whole market is going to go up with it. But I think that's just going to be the spark. That's just going to ignite AMC. I think it's very sort of dependent on the wider picture. You can't just expect it to just do wonders. I think it's highly sensitive with with the S&P.
Man, this is the kind of interaction. This is the stuff that I long for. What kills me is that we're literally like 3 minutes away from having to close down the show, and this is the kind of stuff that I absolutely long for. I want to do this again. I don't want this to end. I want to do this again, but I want to set it up to a time to where like a time where I know that we can all meet and know that it's the same time like every
Mm,
week where we can all talk and have like an open forum uh,
mm.
mic where we just all get together and talk. And so I want to do this again. I really do.
Absolutely, I'd be down with that. I would love to do that.
It's groundbreaking compared to what, like you said, the younger guys. It's just a bunch of people yelling and screaming. There has to be a little bit of radio discipline, as we say, not stepping on each other, and it's been perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we're that corner of the internet. I think we're quite like-minded. We sort of tune in every day, and you get a feel for what people are, what they're all about. If it's just what they're typing, if it's just text. It's I feel like I've been hanging out with you guys for months, and this is just the first time that it's really just using the technology that's before us, and we can do this whenever we want, really, as Casey says, whenever we just organize a time to do it. I think that'd be awesome.
When this thing blows, I want to be hearing everybody's voice.
Absolutely. Yeah, come on.
I want to hear it. I want to hear
Yes.
people. They just did it.
Absolutely.
And
Jesus.
Casey, I did call my credit union to ask them about insurance above $250,000, and they didn't know what to do. And I was on hold for 20 minutes and finally hung up because I couldn't wait any longer. They literally didn't know what to tell me.
Yeah, those are things that we need to start discussing. We can discuss those now, or we can discuss them later. Preferably sooner than later, because once we do have that kind of money, we don't want to start making poor choices. I'm going to tell you what, guys, it's time for me to wrap up the show. I want everybody who's here on this Discord to stay here if you so choose to. I'm going to back out of the Discord just long enough to wrap up the show, and then I'll come back in, because anything you guys say, feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and I'll come back in here and talk with you guys after the show's over. And so I'm just going to kind of wrap up the day, though.
Okay, man, that sounds good.
All right, see you guys in just a bit.
Okay.
I mean, how do you guys not love this? How do you guys not love this? It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. People, they're beautiful. Eat, sleep, drink, get plenty of rest. Tomorrow is another trading day. Be excited for it. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, spend time with your pets. Go out and do something, because it makes you healthy. But above all else, don't have a good day. Have a great day.
T-minus 90 seconds and counting. All systems are go. We're about 90 seconds from the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Discovery is now running off its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start. And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 17 seconds and counting. 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond. Solid rocket booster separation confirmed. Guidance now converging. Discovery's onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzles to swivel, aiming the shuttle for its precise target in space for main engine cutoff.
Should have a good forward link now in SM.
Dan, you sound good.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Copy, negative return.